Yeah, welcome to the Cooper Lyden is Alone podcast. I'm your co-host Shane Bianchi, and here's my our guest host Cooper Lyden.
The first time we were just co-hosts, but now I'm
Now you're the guest host.
okay. So all right, I mean this is quickly becoming your podcast, and I like that.
I just come to people's houses and just steal their podcasts from them.
That would be honestly awesome if you could do that. That would help my career so much.
Yeah,
Like if you were like a good guest on Joe Rogan's podcast, if you get his podcast,
yeah.
if like you get the spoils.
Yeah. I'm your host on the Joe Rogan Experience. Now, Joe Rogan, how do you feel about DMT?
Joe Rogan, how do you feel about me taking your podcast?
Yeah.
And then he's like, Jamie, can you pull that up? You're like, you can't ask him to do that.
Yeah. Jamie, kick this guy out.
Jamie, don't pull that up.
Yeah.
Jamie, all right. Well,
yeah. Pull up that video I sent you of me taking a shit.
listen,
We're gonna play that on the podcast.
To everybody that doesn't know, this is Shane Bianchi. He's a comedian originally from Nashville, Tennessee. He moved out to California, 2 years ago?
Like a year and like 5 months.
Like a year and 5 months. He has had another change in his fashion. He's
Yes.
trying layers now. He's wearing hats. And somebody told me when you were 15, you watched your mother. What's this I heard about? I was hearing about this.
No. Let's
What's this I
cut
was hearing
this.
about?
Let's cut the crap.
What's that I was hearing about your mother?
Yeah, this
trying
is
to
all
kill herself?
lies.
What's that
This
I was
is
hearing
made
about?
up.
Would you like that if it was like a Johnny Carson thing?
Yeah.
Of like the Ronnie Dan show of like, I heard you get no respect, but instead it's like, I heard your mother try to kill herself in front of you. What's this? Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down on that.
Yeah. Roger Ebert, thumbs down. A half star.
Right. We've talked about that though. You had a pretty crazy family life, and I think that informs your comedy.
Damn, dude.
Do you think it does?
I think so.
I mean, I don't like to be fucking gay like that, but because it is fucking annoying when. Also, try and not cuss because kids watch the show.
do they?
It's mostly 5 to 7, but
Wow, really?
yeah, mostly 5 to 7. But
Do you ever get any like diapers or anything for like
fan mail?
Fan mail. It's
Yeah.
just letters written in shit.
I get fan mail from people whose kids have died.
Really?
They message me and they go, my 6-year-old had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yeah. You get a mail and it's like a woman. It's like, I just went in to check on my baby and he wasn't breathing.
Oh yeah, like right after.
Yeah.
Like that would be crazy.
Cooper, can you help me?
That would be pretty crazy if you got famous enough that before calling the cops, a woman DM'd you.
Yeah.
It was like, my baby's it's not
I'm
non-responsive.
Yeah. He's all blue.
What am I supposed to do?
Is my baby supposed to be blue and not breathing?
P.S. Love the pod. You need to start a Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be good.
Why don't you have a Patreon?
Because nobody listens to this podcast. I have about...
That's not true. Some people listen to the one with guests on it.
Sometimes people listen to the ones with guests on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But even then, people don't listen. I have about 20 to 40 people that listen. And
What's 20 to 40 entirely different lives?
yeah, most people don't
They
listen.
spend an hour.
Most people don't listen beyond 3 minutes.
Is that true? Have you looked at the
Yeah,
Damn.
I think 8 is like kind of the top.
Mm.
That's like the most people get in.
Well, like 8 people took like an hour out of their lives, to listen to you talk. Does that ever make you feel powerful?
Well, the thing is 40
Does that
people.
make you feel like God?
40 people took like 3 minutes out of their lives, and then were like, I don't like this in my life, and then they listen to something else. But then
Yeah.
a couple people like,
Well, if it happens every week, they're like, let's give this another shot.
I kind of like, yeah, I think that is my podcast. Is every week people are like, all right, I'll try it again, but
Yeah.
I didn't like it last time.
Yeah. They're like, I try it again. I know Cooper personally, so I'm gonna try this podcast again.
The funny part is that when I do it alone, it really doesn't get good until like at least 25 minutes in.
Oh,
Sometimes I'll hit a stride at like 45. So all of that is like, people have no idea.
then why don't you just cut the good parts? Like, do some Ari Shaffir shit where you're like, this is starting to get good now. Or do you feel like you need the setup?
I need it all. I want the whole shebang because I want to be able to be interesting for a full hour. So I have to, if I start cutting it, then I'm making concessions. I have to give people the whole enchilada and go, listen, I'm not good at making enchiladas yet.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah, most of this enchilada is just me rambling.
Totally.
Yeah.
If I did only the good stuff of the podcast, it would be like 12 minutes.
Yeah. That would just be just the meat.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like the carnitas is good, but if you eat it, it's a lot better if you have like a tortilla around it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the tortilla is like the first 20 minutes of me trying to figure something out.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's the first 20
Well, actually, it's more like someone's watching you cook an enchilada, but they're not going to get to eat it.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like
smell how good this enchilada could be.
I guess my podcast is kind of like if you went to hibachi and you saw the guy and he kind of just fucked up all the hibachi and he like burned most of the food and it wasn't very good.
But the 25-minute, he does some cool trick with an egg.
Yeah, and then like everybody at the table will take like half a bite, and then one guy eats the whole meal, and everybody's like, I don't know why he likes this.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like 40 people.
And it's like 40 people.
And 8 of them do eat the meal.
8 of them, yeah.
Yeah, and they tell you, hey, the meal gets like really good after 25 minutes.
And everybody's like, that's not how meals should work.
Yeah.
I should be entertained at the beginning.
Yeah. And it's like, they're just like, you check this meal out in 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, see what happens. That's really, the thing is, nobody really should be listening right now. The plan is, hopefully I could get good at this, and then if people were to care about me and look me up on YouTube, they would have about, as of now, 40 hours of things to listen to.
Okay.
So I can stave off having to make content.
That's like 3 enchiladas.
That's like 3 full. I mean, if you listen to the 40 hours of podcasts that I've already done for this series, you'll probably get a pretty funny 38 minutes.
Okay.
So it's like not bad.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's.
You should tell people to purposely not watch your Instagram clips. Because it's like, you don't want to see the good stuff.
Dude, if you watch the clips,
you were fucking yourself up.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
You were ruining your experience of the Cooper Lyden is Alone podcast.
It's kind of all spoilers, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is actually funny because if you watch my podcast after watching a clip, you would notice that clip was really just a good blip.
Yeah.
Just surrounded by a desert of not funny stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, oh, there's the clip. And then the clip would go away, and you'd be like, shit, it's just back to not that great.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. That's pretty
A lot of your clips are also you saying how bad this podcast is, too.
A couple of them.
Yeah. That's like kind of a bad advertisement, though.
Well, I can't help but be honest. You know what I mean? I can't.
Are you being honest or critical?
No, I think at this point I think it's both, but I think I don't think I'm lying about it not being very good. I don't think it's an incorrect phrase to say it's not a great podcast.
What do you think is a great podcast? JRE?
I'm not a huge fan of JRE. I listen...
yeah, Joe Rogan, we're going to kill you. The Cooper Lyden.
Do you think we could?
Could we kill Joe Rogan?
I mean, we would need guns, and he would not. He would have to be naked.
I feel like if you had enough reach on him, we don't.
I think even if Joe Rogan was naked in this room with no weapons right now, and we had guns, it would be tough.
What if we had a suicide bomb?
So we die too?
Yeah, but like, what is our lives going to be after we kill Joe Rogan?
I mean, we would just go to jail, and a lot of people would hate us. He's pretty popular.
Yeah.
And also, even the people that don't like him would still be probably upset that we murdered him. You know what I mean? I don't think like any of like the people that are like, fuck Joe Rogan, like I don't think any of them would be like, good for those guys.
Yeah,
I think they'd be like, those guys are like domestic terrorists.
Yeah, what if we did it wearing like doctors' uniforms and we're like, this is for telling the truth about the vaccine?
Oh, okay.
We make him into a martyr.
I mean, that would maybe cause another January 6th because there could be enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there could be enough people that would believe it, that would be like, those guys work for Fauci.
Yeah.
And then we'd like die in prison.
Yeah, like we shoot him like Fauci sends his regards.
Wouldn't it be funny if we killed Joe Rogan in the name of Anthony Fauci and then went to prison, but then we got murdered just because we were weaker, like not a government conspiracy, but since we get murdered, everybody thinks it's like a whole conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say about prison is guys they always target pedophiles and Fauci fans.
I don't think they like the vax in prison.
Yeah, I'd imagine they don't.
Because they love Trump in prison. A lot of guys in prison love Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump wasn't big on the vax.
Dude, imagine how cool he's going to be in prison.
Trump?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be a skinhead in 3 days. He'll be a skinhead. He's just probably a skinhead right now.
He would be absolved from that. I don't think he would have to join a gang. I think he would.
He would do it on purpose. He would volunteer for the gang. He'd be
think
like, "You guys don't even have to give me cigarettes."
I feel like even the skinheads would be like, "Hey, man, like usually we make white guys join for protection, but like honestly, we're huge fans of you, and we love what we do, but it would probably hurt your rep if you became a skinhead."
Yeah, and then he takes his shirt off. He's just got a big American History X swastika tattoo.
Yeah. But he's just old.
Yeah, it's just a wrinkled swastika.
Can you imagine getting your first tattoo at like 80 and it's of a swastika?
Yeah.
In prison after being the president?
You know what really sucks about swastikas is how ridiculous they're going to be when you look older.
That's really why you shouldn't get them.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a Nazi, I go, you're gonna regret that when you're older.
Yeah. 1488. Yeah.
I know it's cool now.
Yeah. I know everybody loves it right now.
I know right now you go to a bar and you show it off and people think you're super cool, but...
And women want to go home with you.
You know, I'll tell you what, you're not going to feel good about that later on in life. You're not.
When my sister went to jail, she had like a Harry Potter tattoo, and a woman came up to her and was like, "Was that Aryan? Is that Aryan tattoo?"
Oh, right, because like it's like a triangle with like a circle in it or something.
Dude, I don't even know what it was. I don't know shit about Harry Potter, but I can guarantee you it looks racist.
It does look racist.
Yeah.
I know it's... I've seen some... I didn't know those tattoos were Harry Potter tattoos because they're just symbols.
Yeah.
They're just like little shapes. They don't
Yeah.
look like they have anything to do with wizardry. And I know a lot of stuff from wizard. Why did she go to jail?
She had a warrant, and then...
For what?
Paraphernalia. Possession of paraphernalia.
What was that? Like weed?
Yeah, it was just a weed pipe, I think.
A weed pipe.
Yeah, which is crazy. She didn't go to jail for anything she should have gone to jail for, like killing John Lennon.
Really?
Yeah, my sister killed John
Wow.
Lennon. Yeah, they think it was that guy, but nope. Why would that guy kill him?
It's so funny. He got an autograph from John Lennon a couple hours before he killed him.
That's crazy. He thought that he was going to sell that shit on eBay for sure.
I don't know. It's really... yeah, it's like he was outside their building before him and Yoko went to dinner. He asked him for an autograph. He gave him the autograph, and then John Lennon, I guess, famously said, "Is that all you need?" As like a nice guy, like, "Do you want anything else?" And the guy was like, "No." But little did he know, he wanted his blood. And then he came back from dinner, and then he killed him.
Yeah.
And I think his son came out of the building and like saw his dad dead.
Damn.
His second son, who shouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a knock on Sean.
Do you know where they went to dinner? I read this recently.
Fuddruckers?
No. They had a communion wafers for dinner.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that mean he goes to heaven?
Yep.
Is that how that works?
Jesus is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was the final supper.
Yeah.
He got together all of his clan of guys.
Yeah.
His eight closest followers.
John Lennon famously said at that dinner with Yoko, he said to her, "This has big Last Supper vibes."
Yeah.
And she said, "Fuck you mean."
Yeah.
And little did he know, what was his name? Who killed him?
Henry Winkler.
No. It's not Hinckley. I don't think it was Hinckley.
It wasn't Hinckley.
Yeah, Hinckley killed JFK, right?
Chapman.
Yeah.
David Chapman.
Yeah, because he fucking...
Creator of the Homestar Runner series.
Because, what is that?
I think the brothers Chapman, they did...
All right. Because he read that book. He read...
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Dude, that would be so awesome if that... God, somebody needs to kill somebody after reading a self-help book instead of fucking Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
Reading How to Win Friends and Influence People and then, like, killing, like, just, like, Vivek, that new Republican candidate. You know what I mean? Just a guy that's not even famous yet.
Yeah, well, when we kill Joe Rogan, we just need to be reading, like, 2 different self-help books.
We just need to run up with books in our hands and then kill him.
Yeah, can you autograph this book, by the way?
He's a really hard guy to kill. Because he has a lot of protection. He has like multiple bodyguards around him at all times. And he has, as far as I know, he has at least some firearm training. Might even carry a firearm at times. Also has a lot of martial arts training. So like he's kind of like a president that can also beat you up.
Your podcast can't be that great if you need bodyguards and a gun.
He's just too famous. I think it's because it's that great.
Yeah.
But you think, it would be very funny if people hated his podcast so much he needed bodyguards. If that, because really he needs them for fans. But I mean, that's more of a Brendan Schaub thing, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
That guy has 120,000 people in a subreddit. that just hate him.
Yeah.
It's the only people that listen to his podcast now is they just purely just hate him.
That's where we should be posting stand-up clips is the Shab subreddit. You're like, I hate Shab so much, I got good at stand-up. Check out my clips.
I mean, honestly, you could maybe pop off for like a month and a half if you were like the anti-Shab comic.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
is actually...
people are.
Who?
I mean, my roommate was telling me about some guy that's like...
Like
that's
publicly?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He has like hundreds of thousands of followers just from hating on Brendan Schaub.
Should we kill Brendan Schaub?
No, that's too far. We shouldn't kill like a guy that's like a loser, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's... Okay. Could we kill Travis Pastrana?
Who's that?
He's the first guy to land a double backflip in the X Games on a motorcycle, on a motocross bike.
No, we can't kill that guy.
He started Nitro Circus.
You can't kill that guy.
He's not a loser, though. I'm not talking about I want to kill him, but
That's
saying
why we can't kill anyone we know, because we only know losers.
Do you know anyone that's like not a loser?
No. I don't know a single person.
I mean, I guess kind of everybody we know is a loser, but also it's because most people we know are in the process of trying to do something.
They're trying to unloser themselves.
They're trying to unloser themselves.
Well, every winner starts off as a loser.
I think everybody right now is just not a winner yet more than they are losers. We definitely know a lot of losers.
Yeah.
But then the best of us, I wouldn't call them losers as much as they're like just
neutral.
Not. They're on their way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Dan has some Instagram followers, is starting to headline, is doing well for where he's at.
Yeah.
But compared to a very famous person, he's not even close.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's the best of us, you know?
You think Dan's the best of us?
I mean, just in terms of friends that I have that are productive, that are...
Are we talking, like, good friends?
Sure.
Well, I guess if we're talking good friends, then yeah. But, like, guys we know, you know?
Who's the coolest guy you know? The best. That knows your name, and if you see each other in public, he'll shake your hand and say hello.
Probably my roommate Mikey.
Really?
No.
Yeah. I was like, wow, you didn't even try on that one.
No. Who is the coolest guy I know?
I mean, I guess I know successful comedians and like famous comedians, but
we're not. They're not like your boys.
They're not my boys, is what I'm. That's why I didn't.
Yeah,
it felt unfair to include them.
Yeah.
But I know them. But we're just, you know. What about people on our?
What about people we know that aren't comedians?
My friend Noah's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he's got a good job. He likes fashion, dresses well.
Yeah, I know a lot of cool guys that aren't comedians. Those guys aren't losers.
They are all the best. Who's the coolest non-comedian guy you know? What do they do?
Cool.
You know that guy that runs a successful gun YouTube channel?
Yeah, but he's a comedian. I would say
Fuck.
him. I would say him otherwise.
Yeah.
His dad's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's an old guy that loves guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
His dad's cool. My sister's pretty cool. My older sister's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Stopped heroin. That's pretty cool to stop that.
Yeah. How long was she on it?
4 years. I don't know.
That's about like my brother. We have similar older. Did you ever fight her?
When I was a kid.
Okay.
Like.
You never had like heroin fights?
No. Not any, like, over who gets it?
No, I just, like, one time when I was living in an apartment with my brother and my dad, my brother had to come down to open the gate to the apartment, and he, I think, was woken up from a nap and was currently not on heroin. And you know heroin addicts, when they don't have heroin, it's the opposite of heroin. They're very not chill, and they have a lot of energy because of how pissed they are and how they're withdrawing. So he had to come downstairs, which I'm sure he was upset about because he didn't have a lot of energy. He came downstairs and he opened the gate and was all pissed. And then we were walking in, and I was like, "Why are you all fucking mad?" I was like giving him shit because I had given up on the family at that point. I wasn't like I was like, "Fuck you, you fucking loser! You do heroin, like fuck off! I don't care." You know, it's just real like young angst, but dealing with a person who needs a lot of help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he opens the door to the apartment building and then tries to slam it on me. But he wasn't very strong at that time.
Yeah.
Because he was doing heroin.
Yeah.
So I pushed the door open and I
Why do we kill someone on heroin?
okay, that's something to think about. I
Yeah.
push the door open, and then I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're trying to fucking lock me out? And then he turns around and takes both of his hands like this and tried to, I think, push me up against the wall, but I just saw two fists, so I just immediately punched him in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just threw more punches, and it wasn't a big deal. I mean, I don't know how much of it he really felt, but he was like, you hit me!
Yeah.
And I was like, because you did that. And he was like, my own brother.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, you started physical violence with me.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
I did was punch you in the face. And then we went back up. And then even though at this point he was like 25 or something, he goes to my dad and he's like, Cooper hit me. And my dad is like also relapsing, looking at his 25-year-old son on heroin, trying to accuse me of like a 7-year-old argument. And then he just goes like, I mean, did you hit him first? And I was like, he did. And he was like, yeah, okay. So that's what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's also a dog that's not getting walked enough.
Yeah, did your brother get a timeout or some shit? Heroin addicts love timeout.
Dude, you can't give a heroin addict timeout. You literally...
He's gonna, you know what he's gonna use that for.
You tell a heroin addict, you go, okay, you gotta sit alone for 5 minutes. And he goes, can I make it 15? And you go, no. I shouldn't even leave you alone.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what else to do. I gotta time you in.
Yeah.
I gotta snap my fingers.
You know, really the
heroin.
punishment would be, hey, you're not allowed to go in your room.
Yeah, you're not allowed to go in your room.
You have to stay in the living room.
You have to stay in the living room and watch Bad Santa too.
Yeah, yeah. He's just sprinkling heroin on a knife he's lighting.
Yeah. It's like, dude, this timeout isn't going to help him at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's...
One time,
I don't know what happened. I don't think anything happened. I think because my dad was just like, you're both too... What do you want me to do?
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, our whole family's in shambles.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the whole family's been exploded. You want me to be a father to you right now? Like, what are you doing? I am authority all of a sudden? You do heroin.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, you don't listen to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're not going to... Yeah, you don't listen to me. You do heroin. If you do heroin, it shows me that you're not listening.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems to me if your dad was relapsing, he was probably not... He probably wasn't like, hey, cut the heroin out.
I think it was suggested at times.
Yeah, it was implied.
Yeah.
There was just a conversation where it's just it's the subtext is, don't do heroin anymore.
The subtext
We love you is the subtext.
Yeah. But then you also reach that stage where nobody's really giving a fuck.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Where everybody's just like the reason my brother got clean is just because my dad was like, we can't even fucking afford this apartment anymore, so I gotta go live somewhere else, and I have nowhere for you to go. So he was like, all right, I'll get sober. Because if you get sober, they let you live a place.
Oh, yeah?
Sober living, you know what I mean? If you want to get sober, you can actually... if you are on heroin and you don't have a house, the way to get a house to live in...
I mean, it's a halfway house.
It's a halfway.
It's almost there.
It's almost a house.
Yeah.
Is you can have a house immediately, you just can't do heroin, which I know sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Every time I hear a story from someone that lived in a halfway house, they're like, yeah, the guy in the bunk above me used to just watch violent porn all night.
Yeah, I mean, those people are fucked up. Sometimes they're coming out of prison too, you know. I mean,
yeah.
The same as like my brother went to rehab when he was younger. For some reason, they took me as well to drop him off.
Yeah. I went to rehab I went to go visit.
Yeah, and you're like 10, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why?
It's fun.
To explain the concept to a kid, though, is like I don't think it helps to, you know what I mean?
I mean, there was just too much going on for that to have been the fucking. That's not the, that's not even on the camel's back. You know?
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm just saying.
That's the camel.
Just feel like if you're the parent, you can just be like, why don't we just leave Shane here? Because I don't think seeing his sister's gonna make him feel better if he has to come into.
It would make her feel better though. Like if you go to visit your fucking family.
Did it?
I think it did.
Okay.
I made jokes and she liked that.
Oh, okay. That's actually, that gives him something to you as a 10-year-old making jokes. I could see that making me want to quit heroin.
Yeah.
Or maybe being like, damn, this kid's so funny. I wish I was on H2.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I remember we dropped him off and it was, I'll drive by it sometimes because it's in North Hollywood. But I remember my brother got out and there was a guy that just got out of prison and the guy that was in prison was still going by prison rules. Mm-hmm. So he was like threatening.
He would fuck your brother?
He was fucking my brother. No.
Yeah.
He was threatening to kick another heroin addict's ass because he wasn't showering.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other guy didn't go to... Because, if you don't shower in jail, they beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
But this other guy was just a normal heroin addict, and he was like,
I heard they'll...
Hey, if you don't... And everybody had to be like, hey, listen, he'll take a shower. He should take a shower, but you can't
Just a bunch of guys throwing piss on this guy that won't take a shower.
Yeah, and he's just like calling areas of the place the yard and stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's just like a common living area with some couches, and he's calling it the yard. And
Yeah.
And it's not good for anybody.
I remember I didn't realize when I was like 11 or 12, I loved that book Train Spotting.
Yeah.
So I gave her a copy of Train Spotting, and she just like cooked heroin on top of the fucking book. So the book is just covered in like fucking burn marks.
Did she ever read it?
No.
Does she know what it's about?
Yeah, she knows what it's about. It was a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least she knows how funny it is.
Oh yeah.
How old were you when you? So you were 11 when you gave her the book.
Something like that.
That was
yeah.
before she went into rehab.
Yeah, that was before.
That's a very funny thing to be like, hey, I think you'd be into this.
Yeah.
To be like, I know you shouldn't be into this, but
Yeah.
you'd definitely be into this.
Well,
kind of
one
stuff.
time I remember we watched Requiem for a Dream together, and she gave me commentary.
Oh, you've told me about this.
Yeah.
But she did heroin, not meth, right?
Requiem for a Dream is heroin, right?
No, I thought it was meth.
No, I think it's the
Oh, the son does
mom.
heroin.
Yeah. The mom does amphetamines.
Yeah, the mom does the housewife fucking pills, and then.
I mean, that movie makes a lot more sense when you realize it was written in the 70s.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, fucking house mom doing amphetamines back when they thought that shit was dope and cool.
Who's the son in that movie? Is it somebody famous?
It's some guy I think got in trouble for rape.
I kind of think about that. I kind of get confused that movie and Basketball Diaries.
I don't remember Basketball Diaries that much. I do listen to that song, People Who Died, a lot. I think that's in it.
Those are people who died.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song is sick sometimes.
Yeah.
It's sick like once, and then you listen to it again, you're like, this song's kind of gay. But
It is definitely gay.
it is true, I think. I think those are real people, so that's cool. But it's
I don't
also,
think they are. I think some of them are, but
some of them don't sound real because they'll be like, Little Jimmy. And you're like, nobody calls anybody that.
yeah.
No, that's not a... Stop.
Smokey went to the moon.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
there is a
yeah,
guy named Smoke.
Yeah. Smokey went to the moon, didn't come back. Those are people who died. They were my friends. You don't have that many friends, dog.
Yeah, you don't have that many friends, because if you have that many friends that are dead, you literally would have to have like 100 other alive friends that are maybe on the brink of death. That would be funny if he was bragging about stuff, be like, Smokey did a triple kickflip, and that was my friend. Smokey could do like he could run up a wall. He was really good at parkour, and he died.
Yeah. JFK settled the Cuban Missile Crisis. Now he's dead.
Those are
that
all
was my
friends. He should throw in JFK in that song. That actually is awesome. After mentioning a bunch of heroin addicts, to be like, Lyndon B. Johnson was my friend.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Martin Luther King led the civil rights movement. Those are my friends who died.
It's like, dude, you can't lump
He
him
got
in.
he got shot in Memphis.
He got shot by the CIA. Those are all my friends. Fred Hampton was... Dude, it's like, you didn't know these people. You're a white fucking piece of shit. Who wrote that song?
Guy who was in Basketball Diaries, the writer of it.
It is?
Yeah.
Was it like Tom Waits or some shit?
It's
Who wrote that song? No, it's
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim something.
Who gives a fuck? Is
Yeah,
he dead?
Yeah.
Is
What
he
if
the
what
guy?
if the song was like 200,000 Japanese people in Hiroshima? Those are my friends.
Those are people who died. 40 million Russian soldiers and civilians in World War II. Those were all my friends. And they
6
died.
billion people combined through history. Those are my friends. They died.
Lance Armstrong went to the moon, and he died.
The universe eventually gonna die. Wait,
All right.
I'm getting a call. Let's see who this is.
This is the guy from the
It's
song.
the CVS pharmacy. I still haven't picked up meds from there.
Yeah. I stopped picking it. I don't think I ever told him that I
You're
stopped
cured?
taking my meds.
You're cured now?
I just sort of stopped going, which I kind of wonder about because I'm sure they still have a bottle of my meds. I'm sure they threw it out by now, actually. But you think about your meds sitting there and then being like, so this guy would come in every month and get more meds, and then he stopped. So like, is he dead?
You quit your meds like, I don't know, 7 months ago, 8 months ago?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, it definitely wasn't a good idea.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm so fucking like physically dependent on my meds. So I'll just, when I don't take them, I'll just be crazy and also just like nodding off.
Yeah, no, I like tried to kill myself like recently, so I should probably get back on the meds.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I had a pretty decent. I don't know how that much the meds helped.
I remember I when I was like 8, I wanted my brother to suffocate me with a pillow.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought that death be cool.
Is that like you wanted to die and that's how you wanted to die, or you thought that getting suffocated to death just as its own thing would be cool?
I think the idea was that I wanted to die, but he wouldn't do it.
So you were suicidal at 8.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
When did that start, though? Like 6?
I don't know. Probably around the time, like, I don't know, my family started falling apart, probably.
So probably around 8?
Yeah, around that. But, like, really, you could probably pinpoint that to before I was born. So, yeah, I wanted to die since before I was born.
Damn, doesn't that suck? You really just don't even get a break.
No.
Like,
you're
wanted
in
to
third grade, and you're like, does everybody else's mom go to the hospital every 3 months?
Like, you wanted to kill yourself at 8. Like, you don't even get... Like, you can't even think soccer's cool. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's, at that point, it's just like...
Yeah. You don't even like hugs. You're just like, I have to prep a hug. If I know a hug's coming, I gotta get psyched to the
Really?
mood. Yeah, it always throws me off.
Is that still a problem?
Yeah.
It's
It's not even a problem with physical touch, I don't think.
What's the problem, then?
I think it's an anxiety about doing it wrong, so you just do it wrong every time. Because it's like, it started off as like being uncomfortable with it, and then it's like, I'm not uncomfortable with the idea of a hug, but like, now I'm just fucking up.
Did you not get a lot of love in the house? Was there not a lot of loving, hugging?
No.
Nobody said I love you. Nobody hugged.
There was I love yous, but it was very like, let's do it. Let's say it.
My perception of your house is not... I feel like it was really fucked up, but it doesn't sound like anybody was mean about it.
No, I mean, my whole family's pretty mean.
They are.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like how, people are.
Were you treated like shit growing up, or did you just grow up around shit?
Both.
Oh, okay. Who
Yeah.
treated you like shit?
Everyone.
Just kind of everybody?
Yeah. Well, it's just a bunch of hurt people, so it's like, they're just like, well,
What would they do?
I don't know.
Like make fun of you or like hit
you?
you?
Yeah. All that stuff.
They'd hit you.
Yeah, I don't really want to go into specifics on this podcast.
Right. So the 30 people?
Yeah, the 8 people that are watching.
Sorry. I'm not good at this. But tell me more about how you were beaten. No. Yeah, I mean, no, that's interesting because, like, I don't know. There's a lot of metaphors in a hug of being like, oh, I might do this wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're not used to it, and then you fuck it up.
Well, it's just like anything where it's like because I drive worse when someone else is in the car because it's like I'm anxious because it's like, oh, they're going to judge me for this.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you think you're going to get judged, then immediately your brain's already like fucking like anxious, and then you fuck it up.
Do you feel judged a lot?
Do I feel judged?
How do you feel about driving down the street listening to a song you like with the windows down?
I never roll my windows down, but I do blare it. I definitely feel insecure about my music taste, for sure.
Right.
No,
I feel the exact same way. So, like, I'll smoke cigarettes, so I'll roll the windows down. And a lot of times I'll change it from...
And you also have to roll it down because your kid's in the car, right?
Because my kid's in the car.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
He's always in the car. He doesn't even come inside. But you might as well just keep the kid in the car.
Yeah.
But I'll listen to a podcast a lot. But then when I smoke cigarettes, I don't want people to hear the podcast I'm listening to.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's full of hate speech.
Yeah. I mean, most podcasts are.
So yeah, you can't avoid it. So then
Yeah.
I'll put on music. But then sometimes I'm listening to
we should do hate speech against these hateful podcasts.
Yeah, but then we're just a commentary thing. Then you're like Red Bar and,
That's kind of that Brendan Schaub thing we were talking about.
Yeah, but
Have you listened to like old... Like, I remember I had a friend from school who showed me one of Red Bar's like song parodies.
Oh, he used to do that?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
He has like a DuckTales one that's just the N-word a bunch of times.
Somebody's got a red bar for saying the N-word a bunch of times.
Oh.
I mean, it is weird because he's on people's ass all the time, and he has a song where he just says the N-word tons of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think that would take him down because his whole army is just a bunch of hateful people, but that is pretty funny to... Literally, his whole thing is just critiquing people.
Yeah.
And he has a song where he says the N-word a bunch of times.
Well, he says, I hate
But you know who
N-words.
else has a song who says the N-word a bunch of times?
Kendrick Lamar.
and Ice Cube.
Ooh.
So what's the difference?
Yeah. Today was a good day. Yeah, not when I cancel your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that wasn't good for me because you said the N word a bunch.
Yeah.
And that hurt me.
Yeah. Oh, also, that day doesn't even sound that good because he didn't have to use his AK that day. Really? That's your standard for whether or not it's a good day?
It's not cool.
That's the new podcast. We're just doing white woman stand-up right now.
Yeah. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Not
just
using
analyzing song lyrics.
Oh, I didn't use a gun the day I tried to kill myself.
Yeah.
Does that mean it was a good day? Thanks
Yeah.
for not giving a shit, Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure
do that.
90s Compton was hard, but you know what else was hard? Getting that fucking a necktie around the ceiling fan.
Okay, what do you think's harder? Being a black man growing up in inner city Los Angeles in the 1990s, or being a white woman born in the San Fernando Valley today into an upper middle class family?
That's a tough one.
I know, right?
That's a very tough one. Well, I don't know. They got to deal with like creepy improv teachers.
Because
I'm talking about both.
Because, I mean, improv was running rampant through inner city LA in the 90s. I mean, that's where Rodney King was going when he got to UCB. A lot of people
That's
don't know
actually
that.
what they were breaking into in the 1992. They were breaking into buildings and stealing like free advanced improv vouchers.
Yeah. And that was an issue. But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting
Imagine how
thing.
much funnier that improv would be if it was just a bunch of like black teens from the 90s Compton.
Oh, I mean, you wouldn't need any games or anything.
Yeah.
They'd be like, here are the improv games. And they'd be like, this is gay. And
Yeah,
you'd be like, okay, what would you like to do? And they'd be like, we'll just gab.
Yeah, I remember when I first got here, I went to some open mic at the Lyric Hyperion, and she was trying to make us do games. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And I couldn't call it gay. I understood when you move to LA, you can't call stuff gay anymore. That's what you're forfeiting. But I was trying to skirt around. I was trying to use all the synonyms for gay.
I think using gay in a derogatory sense when living in LA is kind of like time served or like good behavior.
Yeah.
Where like if you're in jail long enough, you can like get some McDonald's sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, that's saying gay.
I feel like I feel like I got another 3 or 4 years before I can start doing that.
Yeah. I mean, the bisexual thing kind of helps me.
Yeah.
Throw it in there, you know? But you gotta, I mean,
I've had a finger in my ass before, but that's not like the same. If it's a woman doing it.
Dude, you're so fucking gay for that. Jesus Christ, I can't believe you would fucking do that.
I was asking a bunch of people we know whether or not they'd ever done that before, and no one had.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's weird to be a straight guy and not have had a finger in your ass.
Yeah, I mean, eating ass, eating period pussy, and having a finger in your ass are the new do you eat pussy questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't do those three, like, are you really even playing the game?
Yeah. I don't know. Period pussy's a little much for me.
You just stay at the top. Nobody wants you to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm fine
That's some
to
like
do
fucking
it.
Hell's Angel shit.
But nobody ever, no woman is like, yeah, I feel really confident. Get down there. So that's usually not something you run into. But I mean, I've told women like, well, you just stay at the top because the blood goes at the bottom, so you stay at the top.
Okay.
And the thing that the clit's up there anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the the moneymaker.
Yeah.
Once again, this is a podcast mostly 5 to 7 year olds listen to it. But
well, they understand. They're gonna understand when they're older.
it is, I don't know,
Like
it is what
8
it
or
is.
9.
I wonder if this podcast will get flagged. 'Cause we spent about like 15 minutes talking about what successful people we should kill.
Oh yeah, I mean your podcast is getting taken down after this one.
How fun would that be though, to have a podcast that nobody fucking listens to or gives a fuck about, and then it gets like flagged?
Yeah. And Joe Rogan's bodyguards come to visit you at your apartment at Let me see what you sent me.
Oh no, you don't need to say the address of my apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't know.
You could just bleep it.
I don't think it. I produce this,
Yeah.
and bleeping is annoying.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
gotta-
Well, I won't do anything that's annoying.
Don't do anything annoying.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not cutting any of this.
Oh yeah, this is all staying.
Yeah, no, I don't edit the podcast at all.
Are you gonna cut that thing that we said earlier, or that you said about like pants sagging?
No, we're keeping that in
Really?
because I was being honest.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like it.
Literally all I have done on this podcast is talk about why the Civil War was fought and who is causing the
You
problems.
kept saying taxes and tariffs. I don't know. Think that's why the Civil War was fought.
Literally, what? Give me one other. I'm racking my brain right now. I'm racking my brain. What's one other reason?
I just don't think taxes and tariffs are the main. I mean, you kept saying that. I don't think that was the main reason.
I literally can't think of another reason. There is not one other reason that I can think of.
Yeah.
Think of one.
I don't know, man.
See,
I'm not
you
getting
can't.
into this. I'm not getting
Exactly,
into
you
this. I'm
can't.
not arguing with
Okay,
this.
you see that book over there?
Yeah.
That's a book about Ulysses S. Grant. So I've read...
The first page.
No, I've read less than a quarter. So who do you think knows more about the Civil War?
Probably you.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Think about that.
Yeah, yeah. Are you reading that because of like some podcast told you to read it?
Well, I've had it for years.
Yeah, and then some podcast was like, this is the Ulysses S. Grant episode.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My roommate will do that.
I listened to Shane Gillis talk about Grant too much, and then I finished a book, and I was like, I have this Grant book that my grandpa gave me, and I'd like to read it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I hear about this guy from my young people podcast all the time, so I might as
Yeah.
well check it out. And he's right. Shane Gillis is right. Grant, great story. Got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff to talk about. But listen, that podcast, they've cornered the market on talking about Ulysses S. Grant. So
Yeah,
even
we
after
can't
this
really get
book,
into it.
this book, I got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, you can't do a Ulysses S. Grant bit.
Yeah, why do you think I talk about Robert E. Lee so much?
Yeah, yeah.
It's because they already talked about Grant. So
Yeah.
who else am I going to talk about? Sherman?
You know, with this fucking 2022 with the PC culture that they got going on, it would be Robert him Grant. That's what it would
Lee?
be.
You mean?
Him Grant.
Ulysses.
Ulysses, or no, Robert him Lee.
Yeah, Robert him Lee.
Yeah. That's what it would be.
It is just funny to have on a name tag Robert E. Lee, him.
Yeah.
Robert E. Lee, him though.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that
him, they.
I know I'm fighting to defend slavery here, but let's not, get mixed. Listen, I know it's wartime, but let's not lose our humanity.
Yeah.
Okay? These are my pronouns. Please be cool about it.
Yeah. This isn't a make fun of pronouns podcast, is it?
No, I like pronouns.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a huge fan here. The Cooper Lyden is alone. I'm your host. With our controversial guest host.
Have
Cooper
I been
Lyden.
controversial? I didn't mean to be controversial. I didn't want to come on this podcast that I host every week. I didn't want to come on here and fuck anything up, I'm sorry. This is my first time on a podcast. And I know you're probably mad that I gave myself the better mic. I could have given the guest the better mic. You probably feel like an idiot.
Yeah, I do love this better mic that you gave me, which is because you're the guest.
Everybody got mad at me at Buffalo Wild Wings last week. That's my Civil War.
Yeah. Well, it was just like it was a bunch of sides fighting when really they should just came together.
I was fucking around.
Yeah.
And saying mean things about comics that I like. And nobody.
Do you like them? Didn't sound like it.
You weren't there.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear about this?
From you?
From me, yeah. I left early. I was very upset. I don't know what to do anymore. This podcast sucks. I have nothing in my life. You came with a Coke.
That's more than what you have?
What did you eat from McDonald's today?
I got a McGriddle, a sausage, egg, and I got bacon on it also.
So you don't get that with a coffee?
I got a coffee also.
You got a coffee and just a full diet?
Here's caffeine I've intaked today. I've drank one coffee and half of another coffee and a Diet Coke, and now this is my Dr. Pepper.
That's a Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, I got problems with substance.
I mean, I get that, but...
Do you drink still?
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to not.
Yeah.
I mean, the last month, I spent about an entire month like drinking every single night, and then I like gained weight, and now I'm still drinking too much. But I mean, it's more limited to like, I don't know, 3 to 4 days a week.
Okay, that's not
which
that
is
bad.
no, I mean it is bad, but
I
I
mean-
need to go back to like only drinking on the weekends, and really I shouldn't drink at all. But it's
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I found where it's like, I was like, I'm going to drink once a week. And then I was like, yeah, but if I drink once a week, then I'm going to want to drink the rest of the week.
I found that once I got into a cycle, it can work, but I don't know. The problem is it's just like, you're like, oh, I should quit drinking. And then you're just like, my life fucking sucks and I'm not good at anything I do. So like my life's not going to get better.
I mean, you're
So
going to
like
stand
why?
up.
So like why?
That's like one
Nah,
thing.
But I'm like, why should I? Like, why do I have to be?
I'm not
sober
saying you're
for
good
this?
at anything else.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's
just saying you're good at stand up.
it is. There's a it is tough to not drink when it's like the only thing that gives you joy, and it's not true joy, but
Yeah, yeah.
when you don't have
it's
true.
fleeting.
You know when people are like alcohol, that's not real fun.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
okay, well I don't have real fun anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, well if you stop drinking alcohol, you will have real fun.
It's like, what's real fun? Like, you watch television. I mean, that's all that is distracting you.
Yeah. I don't know what real fun is.
I genuinely couldn't tell you a single thing that's fun.
Like, I think best case scenario, I'm supposed to walk outside and see a tree and, like, be excited.
Oh, dude, yeah. I grew up, all my siblings have this problem where you just can't appreciate nature because you just don't like the world. So you're just like, well, nature's part of the world.
I can appreciate nature for way less than I would like to. So, like, also there's a vacuum. I don't know why. There's fucking people that come and clean the building, which is great, but they're vacuuming outside, so I'm sorry if
Yeah.
you hear that. But I'll go on a hike. Like, me and Dan were going on hikes for a little bit, and it is funny because it's like, for like 10 minutes, you're
You
like...
thought it was a hike, but really he was just telling you to take a hike?
He was telling me to
Yeah,
take a
yeah.
hike. Yeah, he would actually kick me out on the 5 freeway, and I would just walk on the freeway.
Yeah,
and I'd be
yeah.
like, nature's fucking beautiful.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Look at all these cars in nature.
Yeah, yeah.
Nature's so beautiful. Look
You're
at all
just
these...
looking at a thing, a discarded thing in Narcan, and you're just like, nature is gorgeous.
Nature's gorgeous. Look at these cars going 80 miles per hour.
Let's talk about our old neighborhood. Dude, that shit ruled. Or it still rules. It was your old neighborhood. It's my current neighborhood.
I really liked how it was when I first came in, because when I first came in, there were about 60 homeless people living up and down the street. That was before you moved here, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They moved like the week I got there.
Yeah.
They were like, we got to get out of here.
Well, no, they were pushed out. So at first there were people in the one cul-de-sac and then on the curve, and they all together, I'd say it was like 40 to 60 people, and
Yeah.
they were long-term livers. They had been there for a while, and most of them were people from like Central and South America who moved here, would live in tents, and then during the day would go out to do odd jobs or like steal a bike,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. But in terms of like, they were just people that they didn't cause problems because they needed to keep living there.
Yeah, yeah.
So everybody was pretty cool. My roommate did get shot at once, but that was by a guy in a car, so that's different. But
Sam?
no, Mia, she left. But
Oh.
she
Yeah, yeah.
it was very
Yeah,
weird.
check her out on Letterboxd.
She came in and was pretty distraught.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's hard to comfort somebody who got shot at. You
Damn.
just go, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, but they were all cool, and then the cops started doing these sweeps, so they'd sweep them and they'd kick out all the people that wanted to live there. So then you get people who don't really give a fuck about, because once they sweep them, new people just move in.
Yeah, yeah.
So then you get people that don't really care about the community as much because they don't care about staying there because they get swept so much. So they're like,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
cause a ruckus. I'm going to get kicked out anyway. And then that happened like 4 or 5 times until we got to like the last group,
Yeah.
which a lot of them would sell like crystal meth, which is fine. But they would do
Yeah.
it right outside the building instead of having like a corner a couple blocks away,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
then means that you have a lot of trouble in the immediate area
Mhm.
because that's where the crystal meth is being bought and sold or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then it got to a point where it was just sort of too, like there was, you know what it was? You know what was the that broke the camel's back was there was an explosion.
Guy's head blew up.
I know somebody died. Is that
Yeah, apparently his head blew off.
his head blew off? How?
Yeah.
Was he
'Cause
cooking?
well, he like I guess he was like, he made his own meth pipe and then he put it to his mouth and then, I don't know, he lit it or something and it exploded.
I almost don't believe that because I was inside and it was so loud.
Yeah.
I don't know how a meth, because it was like,
Maybe it was maybe it was a lab or something.
yeah,
I
it
don't
sounded
know.
more like a bomb or like
Yeah.
like not like a thing that popped. But anyway, he died.
Yeah, yeah.
The bomb squad.
I know his
showed up.
head blew off. That's
Okay.
all. That's the info I got.
I believe that. There was a little there was a monument to him. But anyway,
They kept taking it down from what I remember because I would drive past they would have teddy bears and shit, and then the teddy bears would get taken down.
Well, it's an open market. It's free market capitalism. So
Yeah.
that's a
I
product.
always get shocked because when I drive to Killian's house, there's like a memorial. I'm like, we live in L.A. Like, nobody's fucking with this.
I guess it depends on whose memorial it is, and the community might be aware of who that memorial's for. I'm sure, like, if a gang member gets killed and they set up a memorial, you don't fuck with that memorial.
Oh, okay.
It could be that.
Yeah, yeah.
Or just, a beloved member of the community. I don't know.
Yeah, just like a grandma.
Yeah, some old bitch. But, yeah, once the bomb squad showed up, that's when the cops were like, all right, fuck this. They did a very aggressive sweep, and then they also brought in cement trucks and rocks and put a bunch of cement and rocks in the areas where they would live, so they couldn't set up tents anymore. And then the sweeps just became more current. Until then, the whole street nobody's really there anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as I know, right? Nobody really lives on that street, or like a couple.
People will be living on the street sometimes. I've actually parked my car on that street and accidentally left it unlocked, and I've gotten in, and the seat's been like pulled all the way back and it smelled bad. So I'm pretty sure some people have like broken into my car and lived in there for a minute.
Just to sleep.
Yeah, just to sleep.
Maybe they had sex.
That's a possibility also, yeah.
Because that was like, what, in like I Love You Man or something, where it's like your car got stolen, but, or no, it was the other guys. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
well, yeah, I think that happens in LA pretty frequently. They'll break into your car, drive it to some other fucking street, and then fuck in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think
That's something
there was somebody we know that happened to. Sam something.
That's
Evans?
something that would happen to you.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A homeless guy stealing your car to get a blowjob in it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Sometimes I will. It is interesting because you've driven around there at like 3 a.m, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weird how it turns into like a different neighborhood at night.
Well, the freaks come out at night.
Yeah, they do. Well, one time I was at like that fucking stoplight near the school, and I was just watching a guy break into a house with a pick lock or a
Really?
pick. Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
I haven't seen that. I would get offered crystal meth a lot. Like
Yeah,
when I would
yeah.
come home from the Comedy Store, I'd park, and then a lady would come like right up to the window and be like, "Smoke?"
Yeah, yeah.
And for a second, I thought maybe she was asking for a cigarette, but I was going, "No." But then one time I parked, and then a guy came up, and he was like, "Hey, you want some meth?" And then I was like, "Oh, some crystal," and I was like, "No, I'm all good, thank you." And he was like, "All right."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I got out of my car, and then he walked by with a couple of his friends, and he was like, "Hey, man, I like how you drive."
yeah,
And I was like, "Yeah." He was cool.
yeah.
But, I mean, he was also, I think, part of the issue. I remember there was I don't know if you remember this. No, you don't. I don't think so. There was a woman who lived on the street who every day I would hear her scream, "Daddy! Daddy!"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, wow, this is like poetic. Like this homeless woman is screaming for daddy.
Yeah.
And then one time I was coming home from work and I was a little drunk and I saw the boys on the street and I was like, "Hey, who's that lady screaming daddy?" And they're like, "Oh, we know that lady, but she's not screaming daddy." And I was like, "What's she screaming?" And they were like, "She's screaming Kevin." And I was like, "Kevin?" I was like, "Who's Kevin?" And then they pointed, and 20 feet away, there's like a skinny guy my age, and they're like, "That's Kevin." And I was like, "Kevin, what's up with this lady screaming all the time?" He's like, "Oh, that's my girlfriend." He's like, "If I leave the tent, because I have to leave the tent to go make money, she just screams the whole time."
Oh, wow.
And it's interesting to have relationship issues while living in a tent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
you just have a codependent relationship while you live on the street.
Yeah, he was a 22-year-old
You
kid.
can't break up with him.
The kid walked here from Guatemala.
Oh, wow.
And he's getting yapped at.
Yeah, yeah. Poor guy.
The hell?
I was at
The hell?
yeah, I was in Los Feliz
No, you weren't.
yesterday.
No, you weren't. Cap.
And it was just like I was going to this improv place, the Clubhouse on North Vermont, and there was just a guy screaming, "Help! Help! I'm in pain!" And I was just watching these like fucking improv rich girls like watch. Like, should we do something?
Was he like lying on the ground?
I didn't know where he was coming from. They said it was the bank.
You didn't see him?
No, I didn't. He was just screaming so loud.
Yeah. Outside the bank.
Yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know. You gotta mind your own business in that situation.
It'd be funny to yell that from like next to the ATM. And the guy's like, "What do you need?" And he's like, $100.
Yeah.
Just $20, actually.
I was on the phone with a friend of mine one time, and
No,
he
you
was in
weren't.
Houston, and he got robbed, like, over the phone. Like, the guy basically strong-armed him into fucking giving him money out of the ATM. And he took the guy to the ATM, and he took out money, and he handed the guy money. The guy goes, "You can give me more than that."
I mean, it is tough when they can see your account balance.
Oh, yeah.
How much can you withdraw from an ATM at one time, though? You can't, like, do all of it.
No.
So I guess it's, yeah.
I think he only gave him like $80.
Did the guy have a gun?
No, he was just like an aggressive, like, homeless guy.
I guess that could happen to me.
Yeah, my friend was just fucking walking around taking pictures for some reason. Like an idiot.
You can't do that.
Absolutely not.
You can't be in a bad neighborhood walking around taking pictures.
So stupid.
That's
Well, he
what-
didn't know where he was either, so it's like, it may have just been a regular neighborhood, you know?
Is he? But he's not from Houston.
No.
You got to check in.
Yeah, you can't just be walking around random cities.
No, that's why you can't. That's why you should never travel.
Yes. That was my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't go a place you don't live.
How are you gonna go to a place
Yeah.
you don't live
Yeah.
and walk around?
Yeah, stupid.
Like you're gonna.
Whenever I hear guys like, I went to New York, and it's like, did you walk around? It's like, that was your mistake.
It's like, are you an idiot?
Yeah.
You don't live there.
Yeah, dumbass.
Where are you going?
Yeah, you don't know where you are.
You literally flew there to walk around.
Yeah, why are you intruding on these people's business?
You should get killed.
Yeah,
Like you should die.
yeah.
When my friend is like, "Oh, I'm going to New York in a couple weeks," I would be like, "I literally like you should die. I hope you die."
Yeah. I
When
hope
you
the
go
plane
there?
crashes.
I hope the plane. Well, no. I hope you make it to New York and then you get killed in New York.
Yeah.
Because like,
And you can't escape.
what are you thinking?
Yeah.
You can't go to New York.
Yeah. Hey, it's L.A., basically New York. Just take the subway. You
I
know?
love the LA subway.
It's one of the best in the country. Take the red line.
I think LA definitely has the best subway
Absolutely.
because nobody really rides it
Yeah.
except homeless people. And once those doors close,
You're stuck.
they get so mad. It's crazy.
There's a video on Reddit. It's just an hour of violent crimes being committed in the train station near our old place.
Have you taken that subway?
I haven't, but my roommate will take it because he doesn't have a car, and he'll be like, "I don't take it anymore. It's too sketchy."
Dude, it's terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Because like in New York, everybody rides the subway.
Yeah.
So like everybody's around each other, and it's like you're not stepping in anybody else's arena. It's like there's a crazy homeless guy, but there's also a guy on Wall Street. So like there's a code of ethics that even the crazy homeless guy is understood.
Mhm.
But in LA, the only people on there are just homeless dudes just going back and forth on it.
Yeah.
And it's really dark. And it's like a little sketchy when you get on, but then the doors close. And like right when the doors close, a homeless guy will just be like, yeah! Like they just, they awaken. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like if you're like in a zombie movie and like they can't hear you yet. Like once the doors close, they're like, and they like wake up. And then you're like, oh shit, like we're trapped.
It's like every train is like that empty one in New York.
Have you ever seen Train to Busan?
No.
Yeah, it's a Korean horror movie about zombies on a train, and that's kind of it.
Mm.
But yeah, the LA subway, if you ever have a chance,
I might go with Sam next time Sam does it, but it would feel touristy, which is what I'm trying to
it
avoid.
definitely wouldn't feel touristy.
Well, there's like a thing of like I'd be doing it just to do it because I have a car.
Sure.
And it's like,
Yeah,
am I poverty fucking touristing?
You can go from here to North Hollywood.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
I thought about taking the train to downtown, but like I'd probably go to the library and you have to carry library books around.
Then you got to be on the train with library books.
Yeah,
And
looking
they'd be
like a dork.
They'd be like, the fuck you reading for?
Yeah.
What are you reading about, dicks? Probably reading about dicks.
The history of dicks.
One time I was driving down the street, you know me, and it was like 1 a.m. and I was smoking a cigarette. My window was open, and there's a homeless guy screaming on the side of the street. And he saw me, and then I just heard him yell, "Fuck you smoking for, faggot!" Which I really like that he was like, "You don't have a reason to smoke. My life sucks. You don't need to smoke." Which is kind of him saying my life rules, which made me feel good.
Yeah.
I told him that. I go,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
that's...
You should have gone up and been like, "Hey, you don't understand. I tried to kill myself in the bathtub like 3 days ago."
Yeah, man, you don't get it. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and was rude, and my friends got mad at me, so I tried to kill myself.
That's such a
why I
dumb
have
reason to
smoke
do
a
it.
Cigarette. It wasn't really the reason. It's just the trigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason is everything.
Yeah, I mean, if I had your life, I'd probably do that.
The reason's the whole shebang. You know? Are we at an hour?
I think we are.
Because this has just been fucking dog shit the whole time.
I feel like there's a minute.
No, I'm just kidding. This was good. I had a good time.
There's like 20 minutes I think that was okay.
I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Of course, we'll have Shane back at some point. And maybe if I can figure out a producer so me and Shane could... There might be a second podcast coming out. Hopefully sometime if that could be worked out.
Yeah. What were we going to call it? The Bug Money Hour?
No, we would call it the true reason the Civil War happened. The true reason.
Oh, I don't think it's been clarified that Cooper's name is now Bug Money yet.
Did you came up with that?
Yes.
That was your name. How'd you come up with that? Take us through your mind.
I don't know. Seemed like a ridiculous name.
God, it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's that's why people like you, Shane, because people don't like you actually. I was trying to go somewhere with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like me because if I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, I wouldn't say shit the whole time. I wouldn't talk nothing. I would just eat my boneless wings. I would drink my water. I would eat one of the fries probably from someone else, but I'd ask first. But that's the only thing I'd say.
Well, if you want to come tomorrow.
Oh, let's see. I think I have to shoot a sketch.
No, you fucking don't.
I got to shoot a sketch where I have poo-poo on me.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, hey, can you dress like a child and have poo-poo on you? And I was like, yeah, I guess so.
Whose sketch is this?
Adam Slove's.
Okay.
Yeah. Ever since I got that big break acting gig in Pound House, everybody's like, can you come be gross on my sketch?
Right. I mean, well, that's awesome. All right. Well, is there anything you want to promote?
Pound House, season 4. I'm on 4 of the 6.
What is that?
It's DJ Doug Pound. He edits Eric Andre show and
okay.
Tim and Eric. He's edited all their stuff.
All right.
Funny guy, funny show. Cooper's gonna be on a show I'm producing October the 13th. So if you want to see more of this, it's gonna be the same.
You can see it live at the Mexican Village, October.
Mexican
13th.
Village, October 13th.
Is it okay if I promote some stuff?
I need to promote Skankfest, I guess.
Oh right.
Yeah. I'm on Skankfest. If you're in Vegas, come check me out. I'm gonna be talking about pee. I'm gonna be talking about cum. I'm gonna be talking about all my normal topics.
And you're gonna kill Luis J. Gomez.
Maybe. If he pisses me off.
Holy shit. He's a hard guy to kill, too.
Yeah, he would be tough.
And then people be like...
That's what I gotta kill Luis J. Gomez to practice for killing Joe Rogan.
Right. People be like, damn, Shane killed Luis J. Gomez. They'd be like, Shane Gillis? They'd be like, no, Shane Bianchi.
Yeah, and they'd be like, who? And it's like, you know that guy that was dressed in a doctor's uniform?
He's an up-and-comer.
Yeah.
Well, he's currently in jail for the murder
of
Luis J. Gomez.
One of the funniest guys in the Latin Kings. One of the Latin Kings... preeminent comedian Shane Bianchi.
Are you a member of the Latin Kings?
I'm thinking about it.
All right.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. It's more of a Chicago thing, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a lot of Latin Kings out here. It's
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to join a gang, it would be L.A. L.A. started.
What is that?
Well, because, I mean, I don't want to... Because Latin Kings was started in Chicago. I think it was started in...
Could join like Big Hazard 13. That's one of the oldest gangs in LA and the nation. They're in Boyle Heights.
There's MS-13 in our old neighborhood, and there's another one that's also like their rivals. That's like really old.
I don't know. There's like Norteños and Treños.
Yeah.
I don't really know all the rules about how gangs work.
Yeah.
I was learning something very funny, which is that Mexican gangs in the Bay Area are confusing to other gangs because they don't fight over turf and like location and blocks. They fight over colors. So like every other gang is like, hey, like this is our area, don't come here, and if you do, fuck you. But the Mexican gangs, their whole thing is just anybody that's not them, they're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Seriously, fuck you. Which is very funny that everybody's like fighting over turf, and then there's one gang that their whole thing is just that they hate everybody.
Yeah.
Like that's their whole thing. They're like, fuck everybody.
I read California gang subreddits.
Okay.
And they talk about like Chicago, and they're like, Chicago's fucked up because they don't have rules. They're like not organized enough for like LA gangbangers.
Are they organized around here?
I mean, yeah.
There are so many different cliques that I guess it must be organized.
I mean, I would say probably LA has like, I mean, organized crime-wise, I mean, it is probably the big hub for that with the gang shit. I mean, that shit goes back so far.
Yeah, and then with
Unless you have the cartels.
that's what I was going to say, the cartel influence. I mean,
yeah.
Really,
well, I mean, there's a lot of shit that's like rules that they can't break because of the cartel. It's like, we own you.
Like white after Labor Day?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Where it's like, today's Mexican Independence Day. You know, they have to take off for that day.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it today?
I think so. My friend told me it was. But maybe
Really?
it isn't. But he was like in Chicago that they were celebrating it. But
all right.
I feel like we would have seen something.
Yeah, I think you're wrong about that. But if it is...
I think that he's wrong.
This podcast is also going to come out in 10 days. But hey, listen.
If it's fucking Mexican Independence Day in 10 days.
If it is, then...
Email the podcast.
So yeah, I mean... Shout out all the gangs in LA.
We love you all.
Neighborhood Crips all the way to Big Hazard.
Hey, we think Bloods and
Grape
Crips
Street.
equal. We think that they're just as good as each other.
But also, whatever side that you like more, we also like that.
But we keep it on the down low.
And just to be clear, because I don't want any confusion, me and Shane are not members of gangs. I know that can be confusing. A lot of people might think we are.
Yeah.
But we're not current members of I don't know about anybody's past, but I am not a current member of a gang.
I'm currently unaffiliated.
Okay.
Unaffiliated with any gang.
Biker, anything. Because I don't want this to come out and then have this be a whole thing.
Really? Is it going to be a whole thing if it comes out?
I mean, if you're affiliated at all, then it could be trouble for the pod.
Oh.
Because gangs do online warfare now, so I could get some Hells Angels or some Mongols in my comments.
Yeah. I don't know. Hell's Angels now are like pussies.
Yeah, biker gangs are gay now. I mean, like the Mongols, because the Hells Angels territory is Sunset Boulevard, so the Mongols came to the Comedy Store to start a turf war.
Yeah.
So they showed up and they were just on our patio blocking people from getting to the bar. That was their big move, to just be like kind of a nuisance. And then one of our security guards, who's just a guy from Worcester. I mean, now he's a comedian there. I don't know why I don't know if he'd want to be named in this story because he's just threatening Mongols. But anyway, he just, as they were standing in the way, and he just took his body and just pushed through all of them, an entire gang. And then they left. He intimidated a whole gang of bikers. So I don't really know the deal with the bikers, but
my papa was he was in a biker gang.
Your dad?
My papa, my fucking Nana's husband, her second husband.
Maya Papa. That's how you first. That's crazy. What gang? Like
I honestly don't know.
I just know incestuous Mongols or something.
Yeah.
What are they called?
But yeah, I know a bunch of bikers showed up to his funeral. It was very funny.
Huh.
Yeah. They followed the. They were like first in the row, like of the people, or they just kind of drove along the fucking hearse.
That's sick, actually.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. I'm sure he was involved in criminal shit. I just don't know anything about it.
When I kill myself, I need you, Joseph and Mikey, to rent like Honda motorcycles.
Yeah.
And then just drive next to the hearse.
Ooh, okay.
But like not the ones that look cool, you know what I mean? Like the long range ones.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. What rumor should I start about you after you die?
That I could dunk, but I was embarrassed about it, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, you could dunk, but like if someone was watching, you got very socially anxious and it fucked up your shit.
I was shy about it.
Yeah.
But I could dunk.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna plug your shit now.
Yeah, I have a podcast. It's called Cooper Lyden is Alone.
Check out Cooper Lyden is Alone.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun.
no problem, man. We'll try to get you back soon.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, probably next week. What else you got to plug?
That's it. I have nothing in my life.
Check out
Appleton, Wisconsin, October 5th through 9th.
Yeah, you better check out that.
I'll be with Pauly Shore at the Skyline Comedy Club. If you're in Appleton, Wisconsin, you want to get fucked 6 ways to Sunday, come on out.
Yeah, and Pauly Shore, fuck you.
No, man, come on. Seriously, come on, man. I need that. Come on, man. Don't fuck this up.
Cooper is Alone podcast.
Come on, man. Don't fuck that up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. I love you all so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.